Okay, here's the bike. Probably the most noticeable thing, one of the most recent addition, is the wheels. They're Light Bicycle brand wheels from China, but they have an North American office, and they do a really great job with customer service. Super light, under 1,500 grams for the set, customized how I want them, all the way from hub to spokes to nipples to type of finish, of course the rim type itself, and even the decals. This is the Light Bicycle logo. You can get a lot more than that on it in a lot of different colors, or nothing if you want to. I thought it looked good with the bike and kind of matches the Fuji logo as you see here. Shimano 105 brakes I added because they were no-name Shimanos before. New bars, FSA Compact, Omega. Really like those. I was going to get a carbon set, but they're pretty expensive before I know exactly what I want. These are not as aero as the original bars, but I like them, and I can always move up to carbon now that I know the shape of the bar that I like. I got this Wahoo Element computer, really like that. Sometimes I use the map feature to ride other people's rides that I get from Strava. And then that's just a cheap mount that I got on Amazon. It's adjustable as far as the angle, and then also I got a Bontrager little mount there for my Bontrager lights. Flare is the back one, front one Ion, I think. They're not the cheapest ones, they're the more expensive ones because the battery lasts longer and they're brighter. Cheaper ones are good. Here's a shot of the hubs, DT Swiss 240s. The spokes are Sapim X-rays. This is the 3K weave and matte finish on the wheels with the laser engraved graphene braking surface. My tires are the Continental 5000s GPs. I also got some new skewers. These are, because the other ones that came with the wheels were nice, but I wanted something a little more aero. My bike frame is not aero, but the wheels are. That makes a big difference. This tape is Chinelli, the original cork blend tape. I like it. I did put a longer stem on, just a centimeter. Of course, I cut the steering tube. These are the bottle cages from Bontrager. They're carbon fiber. And then the Elite bottles, that was Movistar team colors. It went with the bike really well. I also replaced the crank set with a Shimano 105 of the same era. This is a 5800 line instead of the newer R7000. But it goes with the 5800 brakes and the 5800 derailleur, which was stock derailleurs. I also replaced the front derailleur was R7000. Replaced the bottom bracket to fit the new crank. And then, yeah, the Shimano 105 crank acquired. And it's the same kind of bottom bracket that Fuji uses. It's Praxis Works. So it threads on one side, it's pressure fit on the other. These are the Shimano 105 SPDL carbon fiber resin pedals. And I did get a new, didn't need to, but I got a new cassette because I'm using my other wheels inside on the trainer. So this is an Ultegra cassette. It's an Ultegra chain just because that's what the shop had at the time. It was available. I bought it at a shop, I think, or Amazon, but anyway, it was all that was available. But it's lighter anyway, it does a really great job. I did replace one or two cables. Wasn't making a big difference. If it's not broke, don't fix it. So yeah, original seat post. There's the flare light. This is the Bontrager Montrose saddle. I really like that. Here's the lizard skin pack. Once again, that just takes a 5mm So it does away with the lever. I don't often replace, you know, take my wheels on and off. I suppose it's a little more secure, but I did it for mostly aerodynamic and clean look. What else? Oh yes, I got a power meter. Dual-sided power meter. On this side, it is on that crank arm. It's 4i brand, 4i, if you want to look it up. And this side, it's right there. This side, I did it in two parts. You can send in your crank and have them do it. If it's a fairly new model, you know, 5800, 105 and above, Ultegra, Dura Ace. And that's what I did on this side. But first, I got this side. I just ordered the crank arm off their shelf. So this side is takes a disc battery, CR202, lasts a really long time. This side is rechargeable because you can't fit disc in there, battery. That's just a USB charger. It doesn't last as long of a charge. So anyway, yes, I really like the dual-sided power meter. And one side would do though. The left crank arm really is all that you need, unless you're trying to iron out some discrepancies as far as your pedal stroke goes. And then that kind of data is useful. All right, super light, Fuji's right, Fuji SL. This was a 2016, and it's been serving me really well. I consider it kind of the peak of bikes before Di2 and disc brakes came out. So it's not a lot I want to do or could do to this to upgrade it, besides carbon, you know, bars and stem, and maybe go with Ultegra or something a little lighter. Could put Di2 on there, I suppose, but I really like it the way it is. It was a budget bike, and I wanted to keep it relatively budget friendly, but it sure is speedy. All right, thank you very much, and happy riding.